Hello, everybody. We are back with Matt Cardona. Sucks so bad. It's not even supposed to be. Okay, listen. I have nothing against any of the wrestlers I talk to about personally, but seeing how they are ethically, how they take care of themselves professionally, and how they even do their own work, I'm, you know, the excess of giving my own opinion. And it's just, I feel like Cardona is a mark for himself. He can't even handle being over a super indie like AEW. If AEW doesn't even find you that much of a hot priority that they have to ship you over to Impact Wrestling, a company that has to give themselves a plethora of names in just a year because they are that bad at shipping their own image because they have terrible business ideas. I don't know what to tell you. Even Impact Wrestling doesn't want to deal with you. You know how many people were confused when you were surprise attacking Nick Gage? They thought you were freaking John Moxley because of your gruffy brunette look with a dumb beard. By the way, you review action figures. How bad you are as a pro wrestler, or at least how weak you are as a pro wrestler, you're just an action figure loving nerd. Who's going to profit you as a main eventer? I'm sure there is wrestlers of a certain hobby that makes them have a different part of themselves. Like we know that the Undertaker, uh, most people that were into the whole Undertaker gimmick, and then they know later in the years that he was more of a biker when they was doing the American Badass gimmick. But at least it fit over his look. It's like you have a tall, dark, long-haired dude that rides a bike and also fits with his personality. You got over to something on YouTube. By the way, your overhyped push back in 2011 over your short, scruffed reign, people were overly shouting over your name, but you didn't even have a feud over a majority of the years of your dumb run. Just having a hot potato and feud with Dolph Ziggler for the United States title. And then when John Cena was in the Pro, all he did was get in a feud with Kane while you had to have a match with Kane on kickoff. Your major storyline to at least get you in the same conversation with John Cena wasn't even the core match. Then you got kicked in the nuts off Eve Torres. I miss that chick, by the way. I don't know what happened. I know she's doing well as a mother, and I'm happy that she's still in good health. And just knowing that you're still over to this company and you have an issue with a term called jobber, it's stupid. How old are you? You are a grown ass man, and you have a problem with a certain term they use in the wrestling business. People keep forgetting that this is a business. I don't know why that's contemplating over any other sort of stuff going over in WWE. It's like, oh, they're not getting this guy over. This is bad business because probably they're not that notable of a look. Don't look like a star, can't talk, or they just aren't interesting people. And if Vince doesn't push them, it's because the fans are not getting the exact reaction that he needs to make sure that they give him more of a push. Just like Zack Ryder / Matt Cardona. He just doesn't have that much over charisma. Every time they even push him over for a title reign, it ends as long as I finish a test. It's really that short. Dude, you can't push over a guy like Matt Cardona. This guy is a snowflake, action figure loving jobber. That doesn't scream a guy that's going to take over the company someday. That screams, oh, he's a nice mid carder. That's not a good look. I've seen plenty of wrestlers that I know that were permanently over in the mid card that I wish had that one time to be a world champion. And sometimes that works for a guy like Mark Henry. You know, 20 years in the wrestling business, multiple times given crap storylines until back in the mid 2000s, where they were actually trying to treat him more as a sufficient upper mid carder to main eventer, like you few of the guys with the Undertaker and Kurt Angle, Batista and Edge. Guys that would actually give him views until they actually give him a shot back in 2011 and 2013. You can see that he can do promos. You can see that he can act. You see why he can be entertaining segments like May Young, like that May Young garbage, or that beautiful retirement segment you saw back on Raw back in 2013. So he can compel, he can get a reaction, and the guy is legit enough that you can push the bill on him for quite a while. So that's more realistic as a guy that probably wouldn't get his due, but at least at a certain amount of time, when the time is right, you give him the belt when he needs to get a certain guy over. That's how you push a mid carder to a main eventer well. You don't do that with a guy like Matt Cardona because he's just born to be a jobber. He's just a guy that's always going to be pushed over to the mediocrity. And if you guys keep pushing me over, oh, what about his YouTube channel with the internet title? None of that ever got referenced. Other than that one time when in like 2K14 when his internet championship was in the game. Yes, his internet championship was in the game. It wasn't even used for storylines back when he was popular. Matt Cardona sucks. You can't remember a simple promo from him. Tell me a memorable Matt Cardona promo other than the crap he did back in 2011. You're just a coward. He has no definitive voice. He has no definitive voice than just being a Jersey Shore ripoff before they actually tried another Jersey Shore ripoff. Literally. They literally had Robbie E try to be a Zack Ryder ripoff of as well being a Jersey Shore ripoff. The thing that it was missing was any actual good physique or charisma or actually good ratings at that time. So so that was literally it. And it's just bad now because now there's no excuse. You're not in WWE anymore, and you're still not giving up that much. Other than he worked for WWE. That's the headline for like a short amount of time, and it's barely getting any reaction than John Cena or Brock Lesnar coming back for a big pay-per-view match. And he had no cool moveset. I think the Rough Rider was the most mad-looking move until they called it the Radio Silence. I don't like the woo 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 boot to the face. He never has a memorable spot. He never even had a memorable match. The only big thing that happened over his career was, I guess, Ziggler taking the roughest looking bump for a Rough Rider back at TLC 2013. I think it was, no, it was 2011. And then he won the U.S. title. Then he won the Intercontinental title back at WrestleMania 32. And if you remember that, I am so sorry. But that's like the confidence of what this guy looks like. He looks like a he looks like that guy that tried to be in that Vegas shooting and think that he was doing some hero shit while still recording it. That's what he looks like. Uncharismatic, snowflake, closeted action figure nerd that will never main event the company. And that sounds harsh, but that's literally the a type of thing that he portrays. Hell, you can't even make it to AEW, dude. And AEW is like the biggest super indie that we still have on Prime Television, where you could actually watch it on a good network like TNT, and not even they want you. Then Matt, you could just go to GTS Wrestling. Oh, that's the only good look. If Impact can't do anything, freaking Impact can't do anything with you, bro. Go to GCS. They're the only notable indie guys that are legit fat neckbeards with a semblance of a demographic that fits the way they do things, I guess. But that's it coming from me. Matt Cardona sucks. Thanks for watching.